It is difficult to put into perspective just how good that round is of the Stockholm Hearts powered by H&M We Love Horses. Not only do they go on to jump double clear, but other teams jump double clear as well. Madrid Emotion jump double clear. Razorback International, powered by Horse Gym, fantastic round for them. They jump double clear as well. But let me try and put some time perspective into this for you. Razorback International jump a combined time of 140 seconds. Madrid Emotion jump a combined time of 138 seconds, just 2 seconds separating those two teams. The Stockholm Hearts jump a combined time of 122. They have taken 16 seconds off the time of Madrid Emotion. So Razorback International will be the third last team to go. Madrid Emotion will be the second last team to go. And then 16 seconds separating them, and the team in pole position for GCL round 2 is the Stockholm Hearts powered by H&M We Love Horses. Nicola Philipparts jumping a 58-second round. Just incredible. Olivia Philipparts jumping what seems to be a very normal 64-second round. But there is a reminder of how it looks at the moment. Stockholm Hearts, the fastest of the double clears. Prague Lions, what a very impressive performance that is, by the way. It's a lovely clear from Thibaut Spitz, and then only one time penalty from Anna Kellnerova. She'll be delighted with that. Rome Gladiators, Doha Falcons, and the home team of New York Empire, powered by Lugano, having a fence down, and then some time penalties come into play as the Scandinavian Vikings find themselves on 7. In the next page, a couple of teams with 2 fences down. Mexico Amigos, Monaco Comets, and the Cannes Stars, as well as Basel Cosmopolitans. Then the penalties begin to climb. What an uncharacteristic 16 from Marcus Eining and Falkenswaard United, who find themselves only ahead of bottom of the table Paris Panthers on 28. And by the looks of that in GCL round 1, the Paris Panthers, I'm afraid, look destined to stay at the bottom of the table. That is the skyline that greets us here this afternoon. That is where we find ourselves for the Longines Global Champions Tour. This is New York 2025. Today is GCL Day. We're doing a little bit of course conditioning, and then we will return for that second round in a few moments' time. Let's get some thoughts. Let's get some reaction. We spoke about the Stockholm Hearts in particular as the current leaders of round 1. Let's then hear from the Philipparts boys, both Nicola and Olivier, on their thoughts of that incredible performance in GCL round 1.
To kickstart that first run, Nicola, we have to come to you first. That was so fast from an incredible 9-year-old. Just give us your thoughts.
Yeah, she jumped really great. She's still a little bit unexperienced, only 9 years old, but she jumped great, and she's super quick off the floor, and it was a great start for Stockholm Hearts.
We've never seen her on the Global Champions League either before. Were you surprised by how well she jumped today?
Yeah, I think she's been coming up. I think she can be a very good horse. She's a little bit hot, so she needs to take a little bit of her time, but it looks like she likes the Global Tour, and today was a great round.
Well, Olivier, these are all the points that you need. This is the good start that you need. You also brought in a 9-year-old today. Just how impressive is it to see 2 9-year-olds do what they did just then?
Yeah, I think it's very impressive. You see, it's very tough classes, and I think anyway those horses need also the mileage for the next few years, and I think we've got 2 very promising 9-year-olds for the next of the season.
The team also need these points. So going into round 2, what is the strategy? Which horses are you bringing in?
I will be jumping H&M Miro and Gadget Mush from my brother, so they also have quite a good experience. So hopefully jump out double clear.
Nicola, it's a really strong team coming into round 2 as well. How confident are you that you can podium, if not be on the top today?
Well, that would be great. Like I said, the horses are in good shape, but still a lot of good combinations coming now in the next round, and it's going to be a bit bigger today now.
A great start. Well done and incredibly fast. Good luck for round 2.
Thank you.
They are in desperate need of those championship points, and if it is to be a maximum haul for the Stockholm Hearts today, it will do their struggling 2025 campaign the world of good. They need those points. A team like theirs should not be fighting anywhere near the bottom of the table. In fact, they are former GCL championship contenders. They once went all the way down the line in a GCL title fight. How they find themselves so far down the table this year needs to be studied, because it is just not what you expect from this incredible team. Let's get some thoughts and let's get some reaction. We spoke about New York Empire as the home team powered by Lugano, and they look relatively strong today. Dennis Lynch having a fence go down, and Trevor Breen, who comes into the team today, jumps a superb clear to help New York Empire stay on 4 penalties. The hosts very much in the mix, just a single rail behind that leading pack. If a few fences fall in the second round, New York Empire could very easily be flirting with a podium finish. Let's get the thoughts then of Trevor Breen, the rider from New York Empire, on how the home team and how his clear felt this afternoon.
Trevor, it's your debut for the team, and what a perfect start that was. A bit of relief from you to go in and do a clear?
Yeah, listen, it's always tough on your debut for a new team. You know, New York Empire has a huge history in the GCL and the Global Champions Tour, so to be invited to be a part of that and Georgina Bloomberg's team is a real privilege and an honour. So it's fantastic to be able to start it off with a clear, and hopefully I can build on that.
I was chatting to the team yesterday. They're thrilled to have you on board, and for quite right to go in and have a clear like that. Dennis just had one down. Have you managed to catch up with him or see his round?
Just briefly, he just said he just touched it going in. I actually missed it. I was in the ring, but I was looking somewhere else for that fence. But he was just a bit frustrated, like he felt his horse jumped good and just had that little unlucky touch, but that's the sport, unfortunately.
And of course you are the home team for this weekend. What was it like walking in there with the crowd cheering?
Yeah, it's really cool, and I've been years listening to the New York music being played by everyone, so it's quite cool for it to be played for me for once, and yeah, hopefully many more times to come.
Lastly, what's the plan for round 2 in terms of the team?
We're just going to meet the guys now. I think Scott is coming in to jump anyway, so we'll have to see whether it's me or Dennis with him. I think initially it was me, but we'll see, and yeah, hopefully jump some more clear rounds and get on the podium.
Great start, well done.
Thank you very much.
It's impressive from Trevor Breen. He'll be very happy with that performance of his 13-year-old gelding Highland President, jumping clear today and keeping New York Empire on 4 penalties, as we say, just behind that leading pack that find themselves on double clear. Doha Falcons and Willem Vermeer gave us some thoughts and gave us some reaction. Again, it's been an indifferent season for the Doha Falcons, who again in previous seasons have been knocking on the door of a GCL Super Cup semi-final. Today, they jump well. They find themselves on 4 penalties. Let's get the thoughts then of Willem Vermeer.
Willem, you must be so pleased about the way Top Invest jumped in there in the first round. Just give us your thoughts.
Yeah, he jumped very well. He jumped at the edge too careful, so I had to ride very strong, but he was jumping unbelievable.
And the atmosphere in there today, it sounds electric. What is it like as a rider?
Yeah, it's super, super. You are motivated.
Not a bad start for the team as well. Jerome just having one down there for the Doha Falcons. You need crucial points here at the moment.
Yeah, we need crucial points. Jerome was having really a small mistake, so hopefully we are good in the second round.
And for the second round, is it the 2 of you again?
The 2 of us again, but another horse.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
The thoughts from the Doha Falcons, Willem Vermeer giving us some reaction following GCL round 1 there. The Istanbul Warriors, powered by the Carpe Diem equestrian team, victorious in Riesenbach in the previous stage, still chasing that elusive GCL Super Cup semi-final spot. A top 4 finish is the dream of FECI. They find themselves further down the table than they would like, but maximum points in Germany. If they do well again here today with a couple stages still to come, that dream could still be a possibility. Oliver Fletcher and Henrik von Ackermann jump round 1 today for the Istanbul Warriors. Both men having a fence down, bringing them home on 8. Let's get the thoughts then of Oliver Fletcher.
Ollie, Istanbul Warriors are currently in a bit of a crucial spot in 7th place, and a good start for you today.
Yeah, I was delighted with how the horse jumped. He jumped it easy, he felt super, so I couldn't have asked more for him. It was a shame on the fence, but yeah, overall really happy with how he jumped.
What's your take on the one down?
I haven't had a chance to look over it yet. Yeah, it was very, very unlucky, so yeah, minor details, I guess, but yeah, I need to have a look at it, but I was overall delighted with how he was.
And Henrik as well did a brilliant round again, just one down as well. But in terms of the way the teams are jumping, you're on a pretty good score. Yeah,
exactly. We're only halfway through, so we still have another half to fight for.
What is the second half looking like for you guys? What's the plan?
I'd say Henrik will probably win the class. I'll just try and do something to help the team, but no, I have a different horse in the second round, and so does Henrik, so we'll come out all guns blazing, hopefully.
We've been chatting to FA as well. He's so pleased with the way the team is going. How has the team been this year?
Yeah, great. Sure, we've had ups and downs, but we've had two wins now, so it'd be nice to try and creep on the podium a few more times.
Good luck.
Thank you so much.
The thoughts of the young Oliver Fletcher for the Istanbul Warriors, giving us some reaction to that performance from them in round one. They find themselves on 8 penalties, but the afternoon belongs thus far to the incredible performance of the Philippots brothers as the Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M, 16 seconds. Only for perspective that matters. It doesn't matter how much faster they were than Madrid Emotion. Even 1 second would put them in pole position, but just to put it into perspective, 16 seconds shaved off the time in any sporting code in the world that talks about time and revolves around time. 16 seconds is a lifetime. It is a light year. It is an eternity. Pick the one you choose. It is unheard of. Rupert Bell joins me in the studio to give me some perspective as to whether I'm getting ahead of myself or it is that big of a deal. Find me a sport, Rupert, that focuses on the clock, and find me someone that finishes 16 seconds ahead of their nearest rival.
Well, I think motor racing might suggest that but they worry about a hundredths of a second, so we don't tend to worry about that. But actually, if you look at the individual aspect, Belgium's 1, 2, 3. I know we're talking about the Global Champions League, but Gilles Thomas, I mean, first up, what happened to Marcus Enning?
Very uncharacteristic. You don't see that from him at all.
I know. And then, after that, you then get Gilles scorches round as only we know he does. And then Nicola comes in. And you're talking about 16 seconds. He was nearly 2 seconds quicker than Gregory Wathelet, and that is a lifetime. So
unbelievable.
It was very impressive what he did. I always felt when Gregory went first in the individual that, right, that was quick, because we were seeing most up and plenty of clears in the sort of 64-65 territory. So I think Mexico, the Madrid Emotion were clever. They did enough, because it's actually, given the course and way that one jumped, you needed to be posting a double clear. But there was some impressive jumping. You've heard from Ollie Fletcher. Well, I tell you what, I haven't seen this 16-year-old in the flesh. I don't know what you were doing. What were you doing at 16?
Oh, barely tying my shoelaces, I tell you. Barely tying my shoelaces.
I was not jumping in 1:55. That one fence down, but he's an impressive young lad. I don't think he knows what a razor blade looks like, but
probably won't for a few years. Here he is jumping the way he is. What this does, Rupert, and I can give you a little insight over there, what this does is this shapes up round 2 beautifully, because you have 3 teams on double clear, which gives none of them any movement at all, any room for error. The Prague Lions on a random time fault from Anikel Narova, who will be very happy with that round, by the way, keeps them within a fence's distance. And then you have the Rome Gladiators, the Doha Falcons, and New York Empire all a fence away, which technically we could be generous and say the top 7 are all 1 rail away. And again, seldom do we see a second round potentially being separated, a single fence with 7 teams focusing on that.
That's why I think this is fascinating, because there's no margin error. New York Empire are presumably bringing in Scott Brash, and that makes them immediately competitive, because I think, where are they at the moment on the leaderboard?
They find themselves in 7th, but again,
right, okay, so here's my point. They post a score, they go double clear, that immediately makes the rest think, okay.
We know things are going to get bigger, we know things are going to get more technical.
And you're bringing in Scott Brash.
If any of those top 7 jump a double clear, you expect fences to fall. It'll be their opportunity to sit in this incredible VIP overlooking the Statue of Liberty and watch themselves climb the leaderboard. Because,
can I just say, I'm having a bit of a bucket list moment. I never thought, and I've, as I say, been around the world a bit covering events, I never thought I'd have the Statue of Liberty coming out of my head while broadcasting.
It is
so I tell you what, we are in. This is such a privileged spot, and I think we are in for a real treat this afternoon.
I think so too.
Because, you know, from the New York Empire downwards, they'll all be thinking we can win this. Yes, the 8-footers might think they could get a podium, but they need to go double clear. But anyone with 4 faults or lower, they will be thinking, right, we have a serious chance of coming away with top honours. That's why I'll be interesting to see how the course plays early on to then set it up for the New York Empire, and from there on in, we'll be in for a roller coaster. I think it's going to be brilliant.
7 teams separated by only a single fence. That is how tight things are going to get later on this afternoon. But as it stands, the team that is in pole position, the team that is last to go, is that of the Stockholm Hearts, thanks to those lightning rounds from the 2 Philippots boys, Nicola and Olivier Philippots. They jump double clear. Madrid Emotion and Razorback International all find themselves on scores of 0. They will be the last 3 teams to go in GCL round 2 later on tonight. We take a moment to catch our breath. We'll grab some refreshments and we will return for the build-up of GCL round 2. Some course conditioning you can see already taking place. GCL round 2 already being built by the ground staff as well, and we will get ready to prepare and build up to the second round of GCL that comes your way live from New York next.
The world's greatest show jumpers will go head-to-head in New York. Against the backdrop of the city that never sleeps, the competition reaches new heights. Riders and horses face an electrifying challenge in this iconic city. With the title on the line, a champion will be crowned. And the race for ultimate victory is tighter than ever. Experience the Longines Global Champions Tour of New York from September 19th to the 21st.
Well, the Global Champions League takes us all around the world, and this weekend it has landed us in New York City. Now, we've been to New York before, but this time we're at a brand new venue here at Liberty State Park. And just look at the background that we have for this weekend. That is Lower Manhattan, the historical birthplace of New York City. But we don't just have that. We also have the iconic Statue of Liberty. How lucky are we? Let's head to the venue. Liberty State Park is one of the state's most dramatic parks, and you can really see why. It's also a green oasis and the perfect spot for our showground this weekend. And here we are. This is the main arena. Now, of course, this is the day before competition starts. We've got riders and horses warming up all around me. But this is where the world's media is going to be focusing. NBC, CBS, you name it, they are here and ready to capture all the action across the Global Champions League. Well, from the arena to VIP, I've actually snuck in here. As I said, it's the day before competition, so last minute setups are happening. It's got the most incredible view here in VIP, and we're going to have some pretty special people sat in here. The names Springsteen, Gates and Bloomberg ring a bell. They will be here amongst many, many others. This is the hottest ticket in town this weekend. Well, alongside me at the home team for this weekend, New York Empire, powered by Lugano, I've got a few of the teammates alongside me, Scott Brash and Dennis Lynch. Thank you both for chatting to us. You've both been on the team for a long time, I think, since it started. Have you been on the team since it started? How have you seen the team develop over the years? Scott, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I think Dennis has pretty much been on from the start as well, I think. Yeah, so yeah, we've been on a team with Georgina from the very start, so it's been nice. There's been riders come and go, and you know. Dennis, what keeps you coming back to the team? How much has Georgina kind of done for the team and inspired the team?
I would say for us, anyway, the best team order. It's always a great honour to ride for New York and for Georgina's team, and we're always very, very happy when we're asked again to come back on board, and it's been from day one a great honour and a pleasure. And also to see in the last years the development, there's obviously been more teams come into the league, and also development, you see a lot of different riders coming on board, so yeah.
Seeing different riders, like you said, Trevor's come on board. This is the first time that he's going to be jumping for the team. What advice have you given him?
It's just to jump some clear rounds. We need some clear rounds.
Ideally.
So keep it pretty basic.
Yeah.
How do you schedule the season to make sure that every single round you're coming in with the best chance?
Yeah, listen, we don't always get it right, you know, and then sometimes horses are not machines, you know, and we can make mistakes as well, but we always try to put our best foot forward. We always speak as a team. We'll jump the warm-up and try and make the best decision for the team, and hopefully it's the right one. But yeah, times the person we choose as the individual and not on the team has went better. I think that's in every team. It's just the sport, but we always try to put our best foot forward and try and do our best.
What's your, Is there, looking at the other teams for this weekend, have you had a kind of thought of where you might end up this weekend, or is it just one step at a time?
I think we want to try and win. You know, we want to try and win our home leg, so we'll try and put our best foot forward again and yeah, see what we can do.
You both jumped in New York before. What is that atmosphere like being part of the home team?
I would say, and when you go in the ring, you're anyway zoned into you and your horse and what you need to try and do. Being in New York, the goal is to go as well as possible. Knowing that, like I said, like Scott said earlier, to try and win this here tomorrow.
Can you feed off the crowd, or are you too focused to listen to them?
I think the bigger the crowd, the bigger home support for you, the better. Makes you even hungrier to win, I think. So I think it's great when you have a good home support behind you.
Jasper, Georgina's son, who is riding in the pony competition for the first time. I hear you are his biggest hero, Scott. Sorry, Dennis. Biggest hero. Have you spoken to him at all about this weekend?
I've not seen him yet this weekend, so I've not seen Jasper for a while now, but I hear he's going very well and we'll definitely be there supporting him on Sunday.
Will you all be there waiting and watching and seeing how he goes?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Team effort. Thank you so much, both of you, and massive good luck to the team.
Good, thank you.
A journey like no other begins.